Hey guys, and welcome to Riverhaven Collects. Today we are looking at another Mandarin spawn. So I think we've unboxed like 4 so far. This is the Scarlet Edge Mandarin spawn from 1990 though, so quite an old one from the Spawn the Dark Ages series. So we've not actually unboxed a lot from this series, but they are really cool figures, obviously a bit older, so not as much detail, but yeah, still nonetheless really cool. So I think this sticker is actually correct. I think I paid like 30 or 40, something around there. I know the guy I bought it from actually gave me a deal on it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get him out of his box and check him out. Alright guys, so we got the box here and you can tell that it's quite faded, so I think this should be a bit more vibrant, I think. We've only unboxed a few from this line, but I'm pretty sure it should be more vibrant than that, and it's, yeah, you can tell that it's a bit faded. Same with the packaging, very yellow, and down here it's actually broken, so he's about ready to come out of there, which is good. We've got blades that connect to make the 12-inch weapon, and if you've seen me unbox the similar ones to this, you would know that, yeah, these two connect and make like a really big blade. So anyway, we've got Series 14 down there, we can just barely see, and Mandarin Spawn, the Scarlet Edge. So that's cool that he's got his own like unique name instead of just being Mandarin Spawn. Up here we've got the Black Knight, I think. I could be reading that wrong. Okay. Apparently it doesn't say Black Knight. I say this guy is the Black Knight though. So these are the others in the series. We've got the Necromancer, would love to pick her up. About to unbox him. Viper King, another one I'd love to get. This guy, not really that interested in. And Tuscadong and Ignitus, I've unboxed both different variants of these, so I'll leave them linked just here hopefully. You can check that out. We've got his info card here, and I'm gonna get a shot of it, so if you guys want to pause and have a read of that, so there it is there. If you want to pause and have a read of it, please feel free to do that. Then over here we've got the other stuff, so Yellow Submarine, we've got Austin Powers, and then we've got, who is that? Michael Myers, I think. That'd be a cool one to pick up. I actually like well, I liked the first 2 newer movies, and I liked the original. I didn't like the last one though, that was trash. But anyway, we got Techno Spawn down here. This is one I have not seen anywhere, and I'll be surprised if I've actually seen it on packaging, because I think I would have remembered that. But he looks sick. Like, look at the big blade coming off of his head there. That's really cool. And then we've got Ozzy Osbourne as well there. So that's all the advertising there, so let's get him out of his box. Alright guys, so we got him out of his box, and my goodness, look how good he looks. He looks absolutely incredible. So that shield also looks incredible. Man, the Mandarin spawns. So I thought we'd have a quick look at the back because it's fairly unique. I can't remember if the other ones in this line had that backing. They probably did, but it's been a while, so I can't really remember. But we even got some advertising in the box, which is interesting because we had some on the back. So let's check this out. So it's actually instructions to most of the figures, and then we have some advertising. So got the Collectors Club, and up here we've got the instructions for nearly all of the figures in this line, or no, actually all of the figures in this line, yeah. So there's our boy there, so all pretty easy. So I didn't realize that the Necromancer actually has these big wings, so I actually want to try and pick her up. And then we've got Viper King, another one that I really want to get, because look at him. He is absolutely awesome. And there's like 3 different versions of him as well. So on the back, more advertising, and some of it's like exactly the same as what we saw in the box. Medusa here, I have unboxed her. That's a pretty old video though, so I'll put that up above. But yeah, we got Techno Spawn here as well. We'll be unboxing him very soon. But yeah, So back to the figure, let's get him out of the box here, and here's his horn. So nothing too interesting with that. And then we've got his two like katanas, so probably the katana and the wakizashi, I believe it's called, like the shorter one. I could be completely wrong about that, probably butchering it, but yeah. So the shield up next, and man, look at that. So much detail for a little 6-inch figure. Man. So let's grab the double-handed sword out. No, not double-handed. Double-sided. Yeah. So that's that. And these never really had that much detail, but they should slot together like this, hopefully. So should be around the same, like the blade should be facing the same way, but for whatever reason it didn't want to go in at this time. I actually put it on later, but it seemed like it was going to be a problem, but it wasn't. So one zip tie and then he's out. So my goodness, like the level of detail on these figures is just unmatched. Like even compared to the other figures in this line, it is absolutely incredible. Like McFarlane really went above and beyond for some reason with just the Mandarin spawns. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, the other figures in this series as well as his other things are great. Way better than the others on the, like, the other toy this on the market at the time. But the Mandarin spawn, like, my goodness. So we're gonna check out his articulation before we get him built, which is probably a good idea. So he's got a little bit of movement in the wrist here. He should have some at the elbow, but it doesn't seem to want to work, so I've just left it alone. The other side doesn't have any in the elbow though, that's just a stuck arm. We've got a little bit in the head, but you can see back here it's actually blocking most of it, which isn't too much of a problem. As I usually say, I'm not the biggest on the articulation because I just want to put them on a shelf and display them. So nothing really in the legs besides here at the hip joint, nothing in the feet or knees, which is good because then he stands up nice and straight for us. So that's basically that. Not much articulation. I think that was 5 points, but we're going to build him here. So this horn is supposed to go into the shoulder here, and there is a bit of a problem with it. So it doesn't actually quite fit in there. So as you can see, I'm using a bit of force, and there's 2 little notches in there and no notches on the horn. So I was kind of wondering what was going on here, and I kind of worked it out myself. So it's all the right shape and everything, but there's no notches on the horn. So you can see that, no notches. But what I did, a bit unethical, but I actually cut off a bottom portion of the horn, so joining part. So then it just slid in. So yeah, if you're having this problem with this figure, I recommend just cutting off the bottom. You can see it's still sticking out a little bit, but it's nowhere near as bad. So the shield just sits on like that, and of course it doesn't sit very well just because of how it's made, but again, not too bad. So onto the katanas here. So I'll put them on like that, and they're actually pretty solid in there, which is a surprise, because if you remember the 12-inch, that was a big problem. They kept wanting to fall out all the time. So I'm just going to bring his arm back down and see if they stay in there, which they do. So you kind of want his hand like sitting right on the end of that sword there, like that. So we'll get his sword together, and for some reason it just went together now. I don't know why it didn't want to the first time, but anyway. So that goes into this hand, and as you can see, I'm having no struggle with this figure at all. But anyway guys, I'll leave you with the showcase and then be back with my final thoughts. Alright guys, that has been a look at Mandarin Spawn from 1999. So, what can I say? It's a Mandarin Spawn, it's absolutely amazing. There is pretty much nothing wrong with this figure. I think that the weapons are like a little bit flimsy, the shield doesn't really stay on there that well, but considering that it's from 1999, I am quite impressed. We've had less problems with this than the big one up there, so I'll put that on screen so you can see him. That is a absolutely incredible figure, but you know, this is like the miniature version of that, and this one is definitely just as incredible, just as good looking. Wasn't too much of a problem with that horn spike thing. I just cut the end off and put it in there, and I think it looks fine. It's not going to fall out or anything. It is secure, and that is another thing. Like, the shield and the swords are very secure. They're not going to fall off. I think if you're playing with them, yeah, they'll fall off. But yeah, what another amazing Mandarin spawn from McFarlane. Like, I don't know why Mandarin spawns always get all the details, always get all the good stuff, but they do, and it's absolutely incredible again. So I'm really happy to finally have a red one. I feel like the red one is like the one that you want out of all of the Mandarin spawns. But anyway, guys, you let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Please hit the like button and share this with someone. That would really help me out. And if you're new here, please subscribe, because there are tons of Spawn figures I've already unboxed and more to come. So please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.